everyone. Welcome to another episode of No Title Needed right here at the beautiful Feinstein's Cabaret at the Hotel Carmichael in Carmel, Indiana, USA. I am Cynthia Collins.
And I'm Scott Osborne.
And we are always and forever your co-hosts. Right, Scotty?
Right. That's what we're here for.
We're always here for you. And today we have a very, very, very special guest. Even though all of our guests are special, this is a very special guest, near and dear to my heart, my pal Holly Stults.
Hi, Collins.
Hi.
Hello, Scott.
Hi. Welcome.
You didn't call me Stultsy.
I didn't.
That's okay.
But now they all know your nickname.
Yeah, that's the term of endearment.
That is Stultsy. We've known each other quite a long time.
Mm-hmm.
When did you guys meet?
Well,
I was trying to figure that out.
Yeah, me too. How long did you guys just meet today, or how
Well,
long?
we've
have
had
you
some
passed?
interactions.
Yeah,
in the
right.
past.
Always
Yeah.
in like a crowded room, a wave, you know.
A wink, a nod.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Known you from afar.
I was trying to think about this because I believe the first time we met was maybe when Kenny Shepard had us come adjudicate his musical theater
I know
class
exactly what you're talking about.
at Butler.
He was at Butler, and we all went and watched a final of his class.
And I believe it's the first time. I don't
Yes.
know. I
No,
have a
no.
memory of that, but I'm not sure if that is the
and
first
also
time.
at IRT when we all went down there and did the fundraising for Hurricane Katrina.
Yes.
And you talked to Judy.
Yes.
Because you and Judy knew each other.
Right. From the beef and boards.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
All right. So now we got
Glad we got that worked out.
that all
We're
worked
not
out.
going to say what year it was,
That-
but
no, we're not. But it was after we arrived here, after 2005.
Right.
Okay, so you are. Tell us your official title at Booth Tarkington Civic Theatre,
I am the director of education programs.
and you and Brent Marty run that program very efficiently and beautifully. I have to say.
Thank you.
How long have you been with Civic
I
Theatre?
am so glad you asked because I did my homework last night.
Good.
Because I could not remember.
Yeah.
I have been, this is my 19th year full time.
Okay.
So it'll be 20 years in August of 27.
Okay.
But I was part-time and on staff way before that. Right, like mid-90s.
Yeah.
I was choreographing, teaching, but full-time. I'm going on my 20th year.
Wow.
Te-
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And tell us about that. Tell us about that education program, which is really wonderful. Go.
Well-
Talk about the junior civic and
Okay,
everything.
so Civic is in its 111th season.
And the Booth Tarkington Civic Theatre, explain, is at the Center for the Performing
It sure
Arts.
is.
in
We're one of the
Tarkington
resident
Theatre, and
companies.
You're one of the resident companies. Yeah.
Yeah, we spend most of our time in the Tarkington.
Yes.
We use studio theater as
Yeah,
well
for
for
one-
one show,
that's right.
usually. But Junior Civic is the education wing of Civic Theater, right? My title, I came up with this a few years back, and it makes, finally the kids are like, oh, we understand who you are. I'm the principal of the school. I really am. I'm kind of, I'm the boots on the ground, making sure curriculum is in place. The teachers have what they need, peeking in the windows, And if a child has to come to Miss Holly's office, there's probably just a conversation that needs to be had, right? And it's usually positive, but I'm just saying it's. But junior civic, education. As I don't have to tell you, I'm preaching to the choir here. All theater is education. Right. I mean, you are educating. When you were an audience member watching a show, when you're a performer, you're a storyteller, you are educating, right? But the kids for this program that has been around almost 60 years, it's exciting. I'm seeing third generation. So grandparents are bringing their grandchildren. And the grandmother has said, I was a junior civic kid.
Wow.
All right. So that's and now
Very
bringing,
special.
right, very, very special. But we are the largest theater education-based program outside of a school in the state of Indiana. The two of us are we've been doing this together for a very long time, and we're both still alive to talk about it. So that's a feat in of itself. But yeah, we start at the age of 4. We go all the way through adults. Our real sweet spot is that 1st through 8th grade school level child, after school programs, and then Saturdays as well. And then we have our summers are really busy. You know, everybody's like, "Oh, it's summer." You know, they kind of go, "Oh, you're an educator. Oh, it's summer. You have time off." No, no, no. It's quite the opposite. It's our busiest time because the kids are out of school, so we run summer camps, and we have also our high school program does their shows in the summer
Young
as well.
Artist Program.
Correct.
Is that right?
Correct.
That is excellent.
Thank you.
Really great.
Yeah, and Cindy has been an instructor for us
A few times I've
yeah,
done
you
it
have.
and taught
It's-
and
it's-
I have to say, yeah, the few times I've been in and worked with these kids,
Uh-huh.
and you're right, the kids I've worked with are like those junior high kids, like, aren't they 6th, 7th, and 8th grade? You know,
right. Yeah, usually that middle school.
Right. Like,
yeah, is when we
yeah.
have you come in.
They are great kids. Like, they are fearless. I mean, you see what I'll be like, okay, do this, do
Uh-huh.
this, do this. Nobody gripes, nobody complains. They're like, okay, they do it. And that is a testament to the base, you guys.
Oh, well, thank
Where
you.
when a guest comes in and those kids are polite and they're fearless and they're like, okay, I'm ready. And they want to sing. You're like, okay, we can only get a few of you. I'm there like an hour and a half, 2 hours, right? But they want to do it.
They all raise their hand.
They all raise their
Yeah.
hand.
Right.
They want to.
Well, there's, sure. Are we excited when they get a lead role or when Beef and Boards or IRT calls me and says, hey, we need kids. Who can you recommend? Right? I love that. But really seeing how they behave and conduct themselves when you come in. Just learning how to find their voice and speak. I mean, I always say this. I'm like, you may end up on Broadway. Woohoo! Yay for you. Give me tickets, please. Okay? But someday you may be sitting in this situation and you're going to be able to sit and have a conversation, right? You may have to do a huge presentation and a PowerPoint in front of a board of directors. You're going to tap into what you learned as a child and you're like, I can do this. I can do this, right? It's so important. But when I get a compliment, like you just said, about, hey, one of your kids came and auditioned for us. They were so prepared. They were so polite. They thanked us. They conducted themselves well in rehearsal. That's what's really, and that's not just us. That's good parenting as well. But we teach them how to behave in a rehearsal, how to audition and conduct themselves professionally, and not be a jerk.
Right.
We were talking before this about a very famous person who is a jerk, right? Yay, you're really talented, but no one wants to work with you.
Right.
Right? And that goes across the board in anything you
Like
do.
Scott. No, he's like the sweetest guy.
Oh my gosh. If not, you can come
I didn't really know
over.
how to respond to that.
Come to one of my classes, Scott. I will teach you how to conduct yourself professionally. No,
Oh, yeah, I
I'm
need
teasing.
it.
It's
I
like
need
one
it.
of the
Of course
nicest people
not.
in the
Oh,
world.
I know. I know.
We have to take a quick break, okay? And we're going to come back and talk about you, Holly
my.
Stults.
Okay.
We're going to talk about you.
Oh, great.
All right. Thank you so
you.
much. And we will be right back after this word from our sponsor, Randy Sorrell. Thank you, Randy.
Hey everyone, we're lucky enough to have artist Randy Sorrell as our sponsor. And today, he's going to show you a few of his beautiful pieces.
Check this out.
Say hello to Songbook Standards. This is an original acrylic, part of my music series that I completed in 2024. Sort of celebrating jazz and blues and cool clubs all across the nation or the world. And if you dig music, man, you are going to love this one. Lavender Fields is part of my landscape series, and if you could see this in person, you would recognize how thick and juicy and packed full of color this painting is, and it really captures the lavender fields that you see in France and sometimes here in Indiana. I think you're going to love this one.
Hey everyone, we're back. No title needed with our guest, Holly Stults. She is the head director, educator of the Booth Tarkington Civic Theatre Junior Civic. That title is completely made up, but you said it correctly in the first half.
Well, there's no title needed.
For you.
I see what she did there.
Oh my God. Well, she's quick.
Well, The lines are right there.
I know.
So
it's like a big cue card on your mug.
it is on the mug.
But you do run the educational program at the Booth Tarkington Civic Theatre,
Right.
and it's been going. You haven't been there for 60 years. You've been there for almost 20. But that
Right.
educational program has been intact for 60
Yeah,
years now.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
And it's a great program. And so, all right. So that's all great. Yay. Now, let's go back in time, shall we?
Great.
Let's go back in time. You are a native Hoosier. You grew up in Hoagland, Indiana.
Yes.
Your mother, Sandy Stults, is a favorite person of mine and my wife Judy's. We love her dearly. Great person. But, listen, you started out performing young. You did. You are the first dance major to graduate from Ball State. Is that correct?
That's cool.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wow, Cindy.
Listen,
I know.
Come
She
on. Come
Did
on.
you research? Or?
I don't have to do research with Holly. I just know it.
We've had a lot of
We've
dressing
had a
room
long
time together.
history.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
but that's something to be proud of. And you are pretty involved still with Ball State.
Very involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I served on the alumni council, representing the Department of Theater and Dance for 6 years.
Yeah.
Because that is the term.
Yeah.
And big fan of President Jeff Mearns, who is a huge cheerleader of the Department of Theater and Dance, and we're getting a new building. It's being built. I'm so excited
great.
about that. But yeah, I still serve on help with the alumni council, just not the big picture council, but for the department. We have a society that alumni society that I help with, and I'll be going to New York in a couple weeks because they do their big showcase there, and it's always a fun excuse to be able to go.
Yeah,
But yeah, years ago, when the dance department was still part of athletics, PE, there was a theater major, but it was just basically acting or directing. And then there were like the Ball State Singers. There was the strong music department and strong PE and then strong, but there was no musical theater degree, right? So now that MTO, musical theater option, is a huge part of it, dance, whatever.
Ball State, it's one of
Right.
the best in the country, in
Right.
my opinion.
But at the time, I was a theater major, and you could do a dance minor. But while I was there, the dance department, it merged into what is now the theater department. So yeah, I was there during that time, and it was really exciting, to be able to do that. I taught some of my own classes when teachers were sick. They would say, how, we sat down and kind of figured out what the major would be. So I'm really proud of that.
You should be.
Yeah.
You won an award at Ball State too. What's the award? Spill it.
I'm going to sound obnoxious. Which one?
Go, all of them.
Well, no,
Well
this
deserved.
last one that I received is called the Benny Award. And they just give a select few of those out. It is a university-wide award for just contributing to the department. Or not the department, I'm sorry. Oh, can this be changed now? But this is bad.
You're gonna, no, go.
For contributions to the university.
Okay.
And there's a big statue, Beneficence. She stands, and you
Yes.
see that statue on a lot of Ball State things.
Yes.
And just being able to give of yourself to the university. And they select maybe 3 people every year. And I was one of them.
Yes. Well deserved,
What an
I should
honor.
say,
It
right?
was a real honor.
Yeah.
It was a real honor.
Yeah,
It really
you
was.
should, and it is.
Yeah.
Don't be humble when it comes to that. Now, you're a child in Hoagland.
Yeah.
We only have we could of course do hours on this, but
yeah.
but you grew up in Hoagland, and when did you start dancing, Holly? Because you were a major dancer.
Well, you know what I was thinking about this, Cindy. I
Yeah.
did start at the age of 5. I started at the age of 5. I had when I was young, 2-3 years old, I had to have my feet in some casts because my feet were really turned in and rotated in. And so I had to have a surgery with this, I had to have a bar that was between my leg, on the feet of the shoes or whatever. So it really was a way to my mother going, I'm like, thank you. Forward thinking in the 60s going, this would be good for her to be in a ballet class. It's going to be good, right? To help her with her walking and her. So that's kind of how it started, but then I just loved it. We'd have to drive 40 minutes to get to a dance studio.
Right, because you were in Hoagland. You said coming to Indianapolis was like the big city.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, huge. My town doesn't even have a stoplight still. Still no stoplight.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure where Hoagland is in
Southeast
within the state.
side of Fort Wayne.
Okay.
And it's really only less than 30 minutes from the Ohio line.
Okay.
And I know that because,
You used to go over there.
well,
To a
you know
bar.
what?
What was that place?
Seeing,
Because you only had to be 18. Yeah, I only had to be 18.
yep.
Yeah. So we would just, just
30
drive a
minute
little
drive,
east, and there
yeah.
it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Times were very different then.
But you did. You group dancing, and then you moved into
My
theater.
mother knew. It's fine.
Yes.
I'm sure
oh,
she knows now.
are
She
you
didn't know
kidding?
then.
You're in good company. Come
Yeah,
on.
of course,
We
of
all,
course.
we
I
all
love
did
that.
our own thing when we were 18 years
yeah.
old.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you're so but you did. You moved into theater singing. You were triple threat. We've performed together, so I know how good you are. And you're just effervescent on stage. I'll tell you. You're so dynamic, and I'm not kidding.
Well,
and
it's when
so
you
is-
love what you're doing and you're
Right.
so grateful to be up there. I tell my kids that all the time. I'm like, do you understand how lucky you are to be up there? It doesn't matter what role you you're on this stage. This is and that this moment in time and this cast, you could do the same show over and over again, but it's never going to be the same. Never, even though it's scripted, right? And it's always something new and fresh. And it's so exciting. And I was thinking, you said something about my dancing. Really, I mean, at the time, I thought, oh, I'm a good dancer. Then, you see other people and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a long way to go. My training was not what it probably should have been. I mean, it was great for what I needed at the time and I loved it. But when I discovered musical theater, so I go, yes, I was a dancer, but it was the path that got me
to musical theater.
to musical theater.
Sure.
That's what
And
I love it.
You're lucky, Holly, because you had the talent to move into musical theater from a dancer.
Well, it
Some
took
people
me.
can't.
No, it took me a long. But when I got there, I went, oh, I'm not a dancer first. Right. I wasn't but I found that it's just the excitement of being able to tell the story with your voice, your body, with dancing, with music. And when it's not enough, the music starts. And when the music's not enough, you got to dance. I love that. And I love that kind of just in life, right? Like adding the elements of I'm feeling so much joy right now that my words aren't enough. So I've got my whole body has to express that. And I think that's really, really special. And that's why the audience buys into it, because they see somebody using every bit of their being, their heart, their soul, their mind, their body, everything to go, I'm giving that. I want to share this with you. Right? And when that reciprocal, then when that happens and that energy starts flowing, there's nothing like it.
Nothing.
Right.
Nothing like it.
That's why the performing arts, live performing arts, are so important.
So important.
So important. And the visual arts
Yeah,
are too,
I was about
Scott.
to say,
Not
I
that-
get it. I
not that
relate to a
yeah.
bunch of
Yeah.
those
Of course
feelings
you
as
would.
well.
Right.
Yeah.
course
Right.
you
My
would.
son is an art major. And, when he talks about he's like, Mom, I went into the studio and he goes, I was going to spend 3 hours and it's midnight. And he's been there for
Oh, yeah.
You're the same
you
way,
get
right?
into that, right?
Right.
And when you feel that passion and that joy and you're in that zone, it's really great. An athlete gets in that zone, a performer gets in the zone, an artist gets in that zone. When you love what you do, it doesn't matter what it is, right? It's not a job anymore. Now, it's hard. I'm not saying it's not hard.
Yep.
And that, it's
Still get
very
tired at the end of the
right.
day.
That's exactly right. But it's a different kind of it's not an exhaustion where you have nothing else left. You're not depleted in that way, right? You're tired, right?
Good tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We have to wrap it up. I can't believe it.
Right.
And we couldn't even talk about the Three Kings.
That's I think.
By
well,
the way, the Three Kings is a bar that Holly's was it your grandparents owned.
Yes.
Where
not
was it?
there
Quick.
Anymore. Hoagland, Indiana.
Hoagland, Indiana.
I know it's
Great
not
bar,
there anymore.
Three Kings. It's not there anymore. Unfortunately, we can't even get into that. That's a whole other episode. Holly Stults, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
great
You're
having you.
awesome. I love you dearly. And thank you. Thank you for your knowledge and working with young people. It's very important.
You're welcome.
What you're doing.
Thank you for
And,
having me.
Of course. Thank you for joining us. And come on over to Feinstein's Cabaret. Beautiful space here. They have something going on almost every night. A wide variety of artists. And in a, like I said, a beautiful venue. You get some great drinks, some great nosh.
Yeah, they make a great martini.
They sure
yep.
do. And
Mixologists.
Thank you, Holly. Great mixologists. And just get yourselves over here, do yourself a favor, and see a great show. And I'm Cynthia Collins.
And I'm Scott Osborne.
And thanks again for joining us for another time. We'll see you.